Hey guys, so it's 2025. If you have opened FHSA and made contributions since it was introduced in 2023, and assume your marginal tax rate is around 35%, you could have been saving $8,400 to buy your first home. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by the rising cost of home ownership and want to buy your first home sooner, stick around because this account might just have been the game changer you've been waiting for. So now let's get started to know more about this account. So first of all, how does the FHSA save me money? It combines the best part of RSP and TFSA. Just like your RSP, you get the tax deduction room on your contributions. So if you contribute $8,000, you can deduct your taxable income by $8,000. And to basically give you an example, if your tax rate is around 30%, you could save around $2,400 on tax. So same as RSP, your money will grow tax deferred, and if you are using it to buy your first home, there's no tax gonna be paid when you withdraw. So basically, just like at TFSA, it's gonna be tax free. Speaking of the tax deduction, a lot of people have the common misunderstanding when they contribute to their RSPs, which same thing applies here, FHSA. So basically they think that if I'm expecting a higher income next year, then probably I should wait till next year to make the RSP or FHSA contributions, because in that way I might be able to save more on tax. However, it's not the case. And the tricky part here is that you can choose to not claim your tax deductions, because even if you don't claim, your tax deduction room is going to be carried forward for the future years. So you can always wait and claim that deduction when you find yourself in a higher tax bracket. So my advice here is that make your contribution as soon as possible and have your money sitting in the accounts grow without paying any tax on it. And in that case, you will be able to accumulate your wealth much faster than other people. So now you know this account is great, it could save me a lot of money, but unfortunately, not everyone is eligible to open this account. Basically, to open this account, there are 3 criteria you have to meet. First of all, you have to be at least 18 years old. You have to be a tax resident of Canada. And most importantly, you have to be a first-time home buyer. So how do we define this first-time home buyer? So there are 2 conditions. First of all, you cannot live in your own home in the calendar year that you open this account or in the previous 4 calendar years. And additionally, you cannot live in your spouse or common law partner's home in the calendar year or the previous 4 calendar years either. However, if you break up or you get divorced, which means you don't have a spouse or a common law partner at the time that you open this account, then you will be qualified. So now here comes, how much can I contribute to this account? Well, we all know that this good thing can be unlimited, right? So to make it short, it's $8,000 per year and 40,000 grand in your lifetime. And just like your RSP and TFSA, if you did not use all of your contribution room, you can always carry forward to the next year. However, there's the different thing is that the maximum carry forward amount is $8,000. So if you open this account like maybe 2 years ago and you got like $16,000 unused contribution room, the only contribution room can be carried forward to the next year's $8,000. So make sure that you keep contributing each year to make the most of it. And another thing I would like to emphasize on is that do not make any over contributions, because if you make excess contributions, there will be penalties. It's 1% per month and it's going to be 12% per year. And that's a lot. I can tell you that even Warren Buffett does not beat that rate of return. So be smart, play within the rules, you will be fine. And another crucial thing for people to know that FHSA is different from RSP and TFSA on the contribution room, because for IRSP and TFSA, all the contribution room starts to accumulate when you become the tax resident of Canada. Even if you did not open this account at any financial institutions, you'll still get your room. and all those rooms will be carried forward if you don't use them. However, for TFSA, you have to open this account to start to accumulate for the room. So I would say if you are planning to buy a home in your lifetime, then try to open this account as soon as possible. Okay, so now we have our money invested. We've been growing them without paying any tax. So maybe now it's time to talk about how to make qualifying withdrawals. So first of all, you have to be a first-time home buyer, that's for sure. You also have to be a resident of Canada when you make your first withdrawal. And most important is that you must occupy or you intend to occupy the qualifying home as your principal place of residence within 1 year after your purchase. So I know that a lot of people, they are thinking to take advantage of this account to buy their first home, but they are not going to move in. They are buying it for investment purpose. So basically they're going to rent it out and themselves they still live in somewhere else with cheaper rent in order to make a profit. So clearly it's not the purpose of this account. After you buy a home, you have to move in within 1 year. So now let's talk about what if something changed. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna buy the home. I don't want to buy a home. I want to rent for life. Okay, so what am I gonna do with all my contributions in the FHSA? So one good thing is that you are able to transfer all the contributions to your RSP or RAF. And the great thing is that it's not gonna affect your contribution room. It's going to create a new space in your RSP. So basically it says you are allowed to contribute more in your RSP if you don't want to buy a home. I've introduced in another video that how much I love RSP, not only because it gives tax deduction, all your investments there is gonna grow tax-free. And most importantly is that if you want to invest in the US dividend stocks, the dividends is gonna be treated tax-free. Okay, you're not going to be paying any tax on that. And that's even better than the US citizens themselves. If you want to find out more about RSP, remember to check another video about it. So now you know everything about FHSA. Where can I open it? So FHSA is just an account that you can open at so many different financial institutions. You can open it at banks, you can open it at insurance companies, you can also open it at direct brokerage. So if you haven't opened that account, you can always message me and I will help on that. So now I'm going to give a conclusion and also some tips about FHSA. So if you are eligible, you have to open it as soon as possible. And I mean it, okay? Even if you just buy the GICs there, at least you don't pay any tax on the interest. Remember that the account can last 15 years. So even you are not planning to buy a home, you can still transfer it to your RSP to gain the additional room. And if you plan to buy a house, you should start earlier in case the house market crashes so you can benefit the most from it. So that's the end of the video and I hope you learned something. If you find this helpful, please subscribe and like the video. I'll keep posting more financial knowledge to help you make better financial decisions in the future.